What's up? It's Tre Harris here, wide receiver for Los Angeles Chargers, and you're tuning in to Chargers Unleashed.
Welcome to another edition of Chargers Unleashed. Jake Hefner and Daiyan Wolkenstein here with you from the LAFB Network. This is your first time tuning in the show. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Daiyan Wolkenstein. You know, there is an old phrase that is been used a number of different ways. It's called winning cures all ills. And in the specific case of me yesterday not being able to join the live preview stream that Dan was so kind to take on himself, the Chargers go in to Arrowhead and not only sweep the Chiefs for the first time since 2012 in a single season, not only eliminate the Chiefs from playoff contention, but I can tell you, Dan, I was taking every kind of medicine known to man to get over my sickness from last Thursday. Yesterday at about 1 o'clock, it couldn't have been better medicine because it didn't matter how many coughs, hacks, or wheezes that were coming out of my mouth. Just know that there was a smile every time that I was letting one of those things out. I feel great today. It is a victory Monday. The Chargers now sit at 10-4 with, Dan, 3 weeks left in the regular season as they still continue their impressive march towards the playoffs. Dan Wolkenstein, how do you feel?
Dude, I'm still shook. The Los Angeles Chargers just went into Arrowhead, slayed the dragon, swept this Chiefs team to end their reign, eliminated them from playoff contention, got to 10 wins, did it with physicality and grit and toughness and coaching and resolve. I mean, I don't want to give hyperboles, but what we have seen these past few weeks, and hell, just say this season in general, if we're talking 10 wins, we have not seen before in the modern Chargers era. And there's a reason for the skepticism. There's a reason for the trepidation, if you will. There's a reason for the pause by so many Chargers fans, myself included. But we have to sit here today and one, applaud Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz, period, end of story. And two, tip the cap to all of you Chargers fans, all of you positivity folks who have just been feeding us all season. Like, we needed all of this. And I will, I guess, admit that I was wrong with this coaching staff and this front office and this Chargers team this year, considering the injuries. I did not think they could do this. I don't want to say certain, but I did not think this could happen. And damn it, Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, Jesse Minter, Derwin James, Thule, you name it, contributions aplenty. And somehow this Chargers team sweeps the Chiefs 5-0 against the AFC West right now. 10 wins. What else can you say other than round of applause, Jim Harbaugh, and that's why he was brought in. And again, was I wrong? Sure, I guess. Congratulations to those who had over 10 wins, because that might happen still. But damn it, Jake. So to answer your question, how am I feeling? I'm feeling effing fine. Like, I am seriously in shock right now. Jake, how are you feeling after that?
You know, maybe it was a little bit of what I witnessed during the Philly game, which still in itself, we talked about it in the post-game show for that, as far as Jesse Minter's defense is going to carry this team the rest of the way. Even with the limitations, with the weak offensive line, with Justin Herbert with only 1.5 hands, with especially just last week against Philly, I would have expected a better performance from this wide receiver group, with Greg Roman being able to scheme him up. When we got late word that Trent McDuffie was going to be out of this game, the opportunities that I figured were going to be there. And I got to tell you, before the last 40 seconds of the first half, it was ugly. And I wasn't feeling it, especially after the turnover.
I got receipts.
Especially after the turnover. And then talk about making something out of an opportunity. Quentin Johnston, we knew, was announced that he was going to be inactive for this game. So who steps up in his place? Keandre Lambert Smith, who rips off a 40-yard return to set them up in great position. And then it becomes essentially the rookie show from that point on, because then Justin Herbert hits a absolutely beautiful pass, if not a more impressive catch that was made from Tre Harris down the sideline. Dan, what's big about this is that it's felt like it's been forever since we've seen Justin Herbert take deep shots like that. He hasn't been afforded the opportunity because the offensive line, the game plan, the scheme, what have you, or he's on his ass due to a defense putting him there. Which then sets up Keandre Lambert Smith for a great touchdown back of the end zone to get them back in striking distance. And that was the spark that set everything in motion for the Chargers of what followed in the second half. I'm like you. I can't explain it. This team, I wouldn't necessarily consider a juggernaut, considering what you've seen from them offensively. But there is a will to this team that you have seen coming out of the bye week, that at times it may not look the best, but there is a will to keep fighting. And the best part about this is that we don't necessarily have to use Justin Herbert as the catalyst for this conversation.
Nope.
It's everybody on defense that is fighting to give the offense another opportunity to go out and score. And I cannot remember the last time that I saw a Chargers defense play with more energy, more physicality, legal physicality, than I saw yesterday. It has been a long time since I have uttered the words physical and Chargers in the same sentence.
Especially for 2 weeks in a row. Go back to that Philly game, go to this game. We're not used to these things. Chargers fans are not used to having nice things. And the defense is the ultimate nice thing to have come December football. Jake, before we get to the voicemails, all that stuff, let's pay the bills. Let's talk about our friends over at Sleeper, because we got some fun shit to talk about today.
I slept great, which I hope that all of you did. And I want to remind everybody that we are inching ever so closely to the NFL postseason, which means you have now a chance to win up to 1,000 times your cash on daily fantasy football with Sleeper. Football has never been more exciting than it is right now with players like, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. Normally there's a different name in that promo, but I chose to back it off, at the last second. Pick on these stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and more for up to 1,000 times payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right and you could win big. Just use the promo code ChargersLAFB and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. So Sleeper terms are used for details. Currently operating in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today.
Jake, so I think it is important, though, joking aside, it was unfortunate to see Patrick Mahomes go down, and it did not look good. It didn't look like an ACL thing at first, but then when you start to go back, I thought it was like a hyperextension kind of thing. But then you start seeing it slow-mo and seeing it was not pretty. And you see him kind of not able to put any weight on it, going down the tunnel. It was very unfortunate, and it sucks that one of the greatest players of our generation in this league is hurt. That sucks. Like, I don't wish injury upon anyone, and to see that happen sucks.
Yeah, we can celebrate the victory all we want. You'd like to just take them out, beat them with their full squad, just to say that you did it. And
which you kind of did. You still did.
You did, save for 4 plays at the end due to the Gardner Minshew interception. But yeah, you don't like seeing that for anyone. And just for a Chiefs team to, be in their first losing season since Patrick Mahomes it's been an embarrassment of riches for Kansas City. it's just equally as impressive to say, like, teams just do not sustain that level of success. And the biggest reason is because number 15 on Kansas City. And I get it. It's frustrating from the standpoint of to say that this team has owned this division for the last decade. Like I mentioned, the last time that the Chargers even swept the Chiefs was back in 2012. It's been a long time because the Kansas City Chiefs have owned the AFC West. But you never like to see something like that. And to have that be the essential final dagger that goes into the Chiefs season on top of everything else, you never like to see something like that. You know, competition breeds competition, and you'd always like to play the best, beat the best. And for, the Chiefs, it's just for
the next 3 games for them, it's the best.
The season is already over, and you didn't want to have something like this as a caveat for them to go through. But, specifically for Mahomes, hopefully the recovery goes well for him and he's able to make it back, and we'll see where everything is at by the time that happens.
But what is important for this Chargers team is, in my opinion, and I think I would echo what most Chargers fans believe and most pundits who watch that game, folks in Kansas City might disagree. This Chargers team did it the right way. They did it the right way. In my opinion, everything that they did was either legal or questionably legal. There was nothing that was blatantly illegal, right? Like, if you want to call that person,
you gotta sound like an attorney there, Dan. Legal or questionably legal.
well. So, for example, like the Derwin James personal foul that he got on that low block.
What is he supposed to do?
That I don't think that, like, he was not trying to do that. The Tony Jefferson personal foul, I understand by the rule of the law, like, did a helmet hit a helmet? Sure. But again, he wasn't trying to go low. The receiver went lower. And that caused helmet. I get the personal foul, but ejection.
I'm okay with the flag, but no way for an ejection.
You guys saw the Chiefs player go after Tony Jefferson. Like, that is illegal.
I've never heard of something where the word for basically the decision to make an ejection comes all the way from New York. Mind you, it's two personal fouls that garner an ejection. This was just the first. And then to eject him literally less than 2 minutes later. Look, I get it. Tempers were high at that point of the game. Rashee Rice had taken a hit from Derwin James that threw the ball about 10 yards the other direction when he got hit, also legal. And then you see the legal hit that Tony Jefferson puts on him, clean, that kept him down on the ground. And then the hit to Tyquan Thornton. I mean, I think it may have even had something to do with what you saw last week in Houston with the Kansas City Chiefs. Mm-hmm. We saw what Petrie did to Rashee Rice last week. And even that one almost looked worse than what took place yesterday on the field. So I get it. Tempers were flaring a little bit. You could tell from both sides of the field. But again, Dan, just the attitude mindset. Mind you, RJ Mickens essentially was getting the start for this game because Elijah Molden was not able to make the call this week. And then RJ Mickens goes down because of a shoulder injury, which we just got some updates on that from Jim Harbaugh that we'll talk about in a second. And then Tony Jefferson comes in again. I swear, this man is playing with his hair on fire every single snap. And tell me that you don't believe that the rest of that defense feeds off of it.
Did you see the post-game video of him in the tunnel?
I did.
Loved it. For folks who haven't seen it, go watch Tony Jefferson come out of the tunnel, basically, or at the entrance of the tunnel with his shirt off, waiting for his teammates to come in after that game was won. That man played like his hair was on fire, and that defense rallied with and for him. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Update on RJ Mickens. They were calling it a shoulder injury, Dan. So Jim Harbaugh, as he usually does not give an update as far as when he might be back, just talking about treatment. We'll see where everything goes throughout the course of this week to see if he can play. Dan, outside of Derwin James, outside of Tony Jefferson, Adape Owe, Tooley, the defensive line, I thought did a great job to take any semblance of a running game away from Kansas City. Even though that they can't run that well, you still did not afford that an option for Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs offense to get going. I thought there were great. I thought there was a lot of good, responsible heads-up play by the defensive line 100%. To keep Patrick Mahomes contained. You saw so many times where Patrick tried to extend the play just a little bit longer, and then it was too late for him to even throw the ball, and then he had to end up taking a sack. I thought the Chargers did a great job outside of that first touchdown run on the Chiefs' initial drive. They did a great job of containing Patrick Mahomes and not allowing him to extend plays the way that he has done time and time and time again.
You mentioned the run game for this Kansas City team. Kansas City running backs had a grand total of 15 rushes for 34 yards. And then on top of that, you think, oh, well, great. That means Mahomes went off. 2 carries, 15 yards. And that's including that first possession where he gets that touchdown. 2 carries, 15 yards. That's it. This Chiefs running team, the running game for this Chiefs team, 49 yards total on 21 carries. They got a lot of voicemails here, so we're trying to get through these Chargers Unleashed hotline as we go through here. We'll sprinkle them in. You guys know the drill. These are going to be fun. I haven't listened to any of these, but this should be great. Again, you know the drill. 323-902-7586 is over the hotline. Jake, let's start this thing off with our first voicemail of the day. You ready? Let's have some fun.
Let's go.
Dan, Jake.
Hey!
He couldn't even make it 1 week without calling back in. This will be the last time that I'm calling Chargers Unleashed. 1 week later.
Hey, but I will give Athir his roses. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure he's going to pound his chest, and deservedly so. They got 10 wins. They dethroned the Chiefs. This is his moment. It doesn't matter if you say to call in. I'm going to give him his moment.
All right.
This is Athir. Dan, yes.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, come on, Dan. You knew he was coming after you.
I know.
Call back because I'm not afraid. First of all, I wanted to say this. 10-7, my ass. My coach does not fucking lose 7 games.
Didn't he lose 7 games last year?
He's referencing, I mean, he did. He did. But in case all of you are wondering, he is referencing to Dan's initial preseason prediction for the Chargers this season.
That's not how it works, okay? Second, don't post that shit on YouTube about how excited you were about the win. You didn't pick us to win. You got the Chargers to lose 7 games this year.
Wait, I did pick them to win this game, which I was a man of my word when I told you if I see them win 1 game down the stretch, it will change things. They won the game against Philly. I picked them to win against Kansas City.
I know I wasn't on the live show yesterday, but I'll tell you this. The last 2 weeks when I made my original prediction, even with them finishing 11-6, I had the Chargers losing against Philly, and I had them losing in Arrowhead to Kansas City. I had them split. So if you want to be mad at anybody...
They're not going to. You're looking stupid. Okay.
You're keeping it 100 right now.
Okay. You are not Los Angeles Chargers fan. You are a San Diego Chargers fan. And guess what? That team doesn't exist. When the Chargers win the Super Bowl, it's going to say Los Angeles. It's not going to say San Diego. You understand?
Who is he yelling at? Where is this coming from? Athir, you got it twisted, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is who you are. You are a San Diego Chargers fan, not Los Angeles Chargers. Jake has been on my side this whole time.
Jake, are you an Athirian on this?
No.
Jake.
And he's been very positive, and you are in a different world.
Jake, I gotta say, this is a whole different world. He is right. I don't think Athir has been listening to the show for the duration of our tenure.
You are
imagine this
San
world.
Diego Chargers fan. You are
now
not
a
a Los
pessimistic
Angeles Chargers fan.
I'm a pessimistic San Diego, not Los Angeles, not Chargers fan.
Look, I can comment on this because I've been where Dan Wolkenstein is sitting once upon a time. And that time was not too long ago. That time just so happened to be with the previous regime.
2023.
Who, by the way, that previous regime, actually the last two previous regimes, actually the last two previous regimes, for coaching anyways, was still the Los Angeles Chargers. Not the San Diego Chargers.
Was painfully optimistic.
And I was the pessimistic one. Coaching changes a lot of shit. And I will say this for Dan Wolkenstein. I appreciate him coming back down to earth a little bit this year. I appreciate where there may be some questions that he wants answered based off of what we're seeing on the field. It is because I can tell you the Wolkenstein that started this show many moons ago, didn't matter what was happening on the field. Dan Wolkenstein's head was in the clouds, about the same height as his ass was in the clouds. The hopium level was as high as you could possibly get, regardless of what you were seeing. And, sometimes that's great for a fan base, and I do not strike down anybody who wants to think like that because God knows we need more people like that. But I don't blame Dan Wolkenstein at all, and I don't criticize Dan Wolkenstein because it does give him the opportunities to come on shows like this, eat some humble pie from time to time, and, slowly but surely, I think you're starting to get a little bit of optimistic Dan Wolkenstein back.
Look, I'm taking it with a smile. Run your lap, Athir.
You are a San Diego fan. You love your people. You love your city. Enjoy your life. They don't exist. We are Los Angeles, not San Diego. Thank you, brother.
I think there's a lot of people that have been fans of the Chargers longer than they have been in Los Angeles.
Athir, you are barking up the wrong tree, my friend. But it's all good. Pump that chest, yell at that San Diego county. I don't care. Enjoy it. Jake, next voicemail real quick.
Dan Wolkenstein, Jake.
Oh, I think I heard Jake. Okay.
I thought I was like, oh man, Dan's going to catch a lot of heat on this show all of a sudden.
This is Mike in Missouri. Yeah! All right.
Jake, how many high-pitched screams were there when you saw that interception by Derwin James?
I couldn't actually make a lot of high-pitched screams because of the fact I was so congested. So it was more like, if I could reenact it as well as I can, like, holy shit. That was about as close as it got to what happened. Just a bunch of coughs and wheezes in excitement.
Quiet work week at work. Woohoo! Better yet, we're in the hunt, baby. I mean, we got our problems, but that was sweet.
That's right.
That's why he said it's going to be a quiet week at work. Oh man, I forgot. This is behind enemy lines territory right here.
I would pay to be Mike in Missouri this week in Kansas City. It's amazing.
Right. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Talk to you again. Bye.
Oh,
thank you for calling in, Mike.
Amazing.
Appreciate
We'll do one more, then we'll get to a couple other ones, Jake. One more.
Go home, Kermit.
Is that it? Okay. I thought that was it.
Oh, man. Hold on.
Go home, Kermit. Go home, Travis Swifty. Go home, Butker. And apparently they're already 35% home in Kansas City. You can now get back off your bandwagon, morons. Oh, Jake Dan. Love it. Oh, threw the knockout punch. How dare you throw? How dare you throw at number 3? Oh, my God. Great day. Defense nutted up just like how many of the last weeks? offense. We taped it together.
Literally.
That's an appropriate term. That is an appropriate term. Taped it together. Yes.
Man. And Jake, you can get rid of that. No, actually, Dan, get rid of that Simon and Garfunkel album. They're way overrated anyway. Bolt the F up.
Did I miss something on yesterday? No. Okay. I thought I missed something from yesterday's live show. Now I get it. Yeah, we don't need this no more.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hopefully we don't need to listen to that ever the rest of this season.
Go.
But yeah.
Kermit.
I don't know what it is, just the pacing of that.
Go home, Kermit.
Oh, it's too good. It's too good.
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
But think about that. Think about the juxtaposition of the vibes today versus the vibes then. And how high and low this roller coaster has gone. And it's not even over yet.
But if you're trying to like extrapolate what that means, there has been pent up emotion going on the down end of that roller coaster for 11 years. And this is the first time that you've actually changed the trajectory of that. That is 11 years of having to sit and watch and lose to Kansas City. So the emotion should be high. And hey, I've seen the Chargers win in much stranger ways than they did yesterday. But this team, one way or another, has a resolve. I love the fact that he said taped it up offensively, because that's true.
Yep.
Outside of a few moments offensively, offense didn't really do much.
There was the middle-late moment.
They did what they could. I like the fact that they came out with a heavy run package to start that game. And for a brief period of time, that was working. And then eventually Justin Herbert got into a rhythm. And then I started to see, I even remember the tweet that Dan Wolkenstein put out. A running back screen? Oh my God, he's risen. Like all of a sudden, like because Greg Roman doesn't call running back screens. There was a running back screen, for crying out loud. And then you see Justin Herbert on a bootleg, even in the grips of a Kansas City defender, rip off as wobbly as it is, but had enough smoke on it to get it to a Rondé Gadsden. There were moments that Justin Herbert had to step up yesterday against all elements, and he did that. He answered it when he needed to answer it. It wasn't often, but he did it when it was needed most.
Man, it is so insane to me that we have reached this point. And again, there's much to be improved on the offense, like you said. But Chargers fans, we have been praying for times like this on defense. We have been praying for times like this on special teams, specifically the kicking game. This is about as good as you can have it with 2/3 of this team. You got a quarterback with one hand. We'll talk about the offense here in a bit, but we talked about how important physicality and defense is to winning football games late in the year. And when you've got this defense and you've got this kicker and you've got this many weapons on the outside, we're not talking about the offensive line, that can makeshift tape this thing together when possible. We'll see. Again, there is no juggernaut in the AFC this year. There really isn't. I mean, I personally, I think it goes through the Bills. I think the Bills are the one team that right now scares me the most. But still, like, they have glaring issues too. They're squeaking by some of these games as of late. But Justin, with a broken hand, now 3-game winning streak against Super Bowl champs, against the Super Bowl runner-up, against your AFC rival that's been killing you for years, and then against division rival the Raiders. And he just keeps doing it. I don't care. Like, again, I said, what if once they win one of these last 5, I'm not changing. They win the first one, change me a little bit. Win the second one, holy shit, where are we? And Jefferson's only getting healthier. How far can they go? I don't know. Like before, I said I don't know how far they can go past a playoff win. But now, no idea. Just being honest. No idea. Jake, let's talk real quick about those rookie weapons. On the screen, we've got Tre Harris with an insane grab. And again, like we're talking about like a hands catch on the sidelines. Like so much of this was like, oh, we have been missing this for so long. Oronde Gadsden, who's already blown up this year. Keandre Lambert-Smith, welcome to the NFL. You mentioned the kick return. Huge. Absolutely huge. And not many people are talking about that. They're talking about the catch on the screen. But that return is what made it even possible. Getting it around the 40, he scored in like 30 seconds. Amarian Hampton doing Amarian Hampton things. Who's not on the screen, Jamar Caldwell, who's balling this year. I mean, these rookies and Joe Ortiz, I mean, holy shit. Again, we have prayed for times like this. A certain someone wanted Ortiz fired early in the year. Look at what he's doing. Odafe Owe, by the way. All of his sacks coming with Jesse Minter. Traded early in the season by a one Joe Ortiz. Tony Jefferson brought in by Joe Ortiz. Kamani Vidal brought in by Joe Ortiz. The list just keeps going. But these rookies, Jake, we said this last year. When's the last time we saw a rookie class make this much impact with the Cam Harts, Tarheeb Stills, and the Joe Alts, and the Lad McConkeys, and et cetera, et cetera. What? Hold my beer.
Dan, the important part about this is that you come off of that Philly game, like I mentioned, where you had guys that were running into each other as far as the Chargers wide receivers because Philly was just putting them in a vice. Cooper DeJean had Lad McConkey locked up during that Monday Night Football game. Here's your stats for your 2 expected biggest weapons coming off of that type of performance that you would figure would show up a little bit better in Kansas City. Keenan Allen and Lad McConkey combined for 7 catches for 56 yards. 7 catches, 56 yards. Oronde Gadsden, 4 receptions, 61. Tre Harris, 3 for 49. Keandre Lambert-Smith, maybe more felt in the run game, and the one catch that he gets in this game happens to be in the end zone. It's stepping up in the moments that come to you. And it is this mentality of this team that you don't see this from previous regimes. I don't give a shit who it was that the previous general manager drafted. If they got an opportunity to step up, there would not be an impact that would have been made like this. The fact of the matter is that what you're seeing that we saw so much of from Joe Ortiz free agent signings last year, you're seeing from this rookie class this year. Remember, Dan, we even talked about this after the draft was over. When you look at the 4 picks that were made offensively for the Chargers, Amarian Hampton, Tre Harris, Keandre Lambert-Smith, and Oronde Gadsden. We talked about like they could all potentially make an impact for you. And in one game, and arguably one of the biggest games that I can remember, when you're talking about going up against the premier of the AFC West, let alone AFC Conference, let alone the dynasty of the last decade, this is where you got all 4 of them to step up. How can you not be romantic about football?
Yeah, I think Daniel Popper talked about like how poetic is this? I mean, You can't get more poetic than this. I mean, the way that this team is winning right now, we have, again, I'm saying it again, like we have dreamed for these days. Jake, I think one of probably Derwin's was probably the biggest hit, or the biggest moment, clearly, like ceiling at the end. But can we talk about Daiyan Henley here for a sec?
If you're gonna talk about Daiyan Henley, you got to talk about the message that he sends in the fourth quarter, just prior to this interception that he makes. You talk about someone stepping up in the same shoes of a Derwin James or a Khalil Mack. Daiyan Henley has done this seemingly since week 1 this year. You just talk about an expanded leadership role that he has taken. And to make a play and say the words that he said to the defense, to say, this is what we've been waiting for, an opportunity like this on defense to take this away from this team.
Pre-game, he talked about how important this was for him.
Talked about it pre-game, talked about it going into the fourth quarter, and then as he kind of jokingly talked about post-game, said he had to revert back to his old days and snags an interception that was underthrown. I'll give it. It was underthrown based on where the wide receiver was, but it was a great play nonetheless.
I think it's overthrown. Receiver, he was where the receiver was supposed to be.
Yes, but that's why I'm saying it was underthrown based on where the receiver was. He should have led the receiver a little bit more. I'm saying that Daiyan Henley just came up and made a great jump on the play. I'm not taking anything away from Henley.
No, for sure. Yes, unreal. Absolutely unreal.
It's a linebacker making this interception on the sidelines. That's what makes it insane.
But again, like the moment, like for context, right? Like that whole thing with Tony Jefferson and the benches clearing and the personal foul and the Chiefs making their one last stride, like all of it. Jefferson gets ejected. Here they come. They're deep down in the territory. They can tie the game at any moment with a field goal. Ends it on the 1. At least ends that drive on the 1. And then on top of that, the Chargers offense goes on like a 6-minute drive to get it from like the 1 to like the 50-ish. Takes up 5 minutes of the clock. They punt. You don't like to see, but they punt, give it back to the hands of their defense, who has been doing this all season, or at least these past 2 weeks for sure. And they do it again with Derwin James. And it was just like last week. Offense, I think, was a little better this week than last week.
It was.
But Daion's, I think, taken some heat this year. And I know some of it, the criticism can be deserved, but do you see what he's done? And the leaders led in this game. We talk about haymakers, right? Like Derwin James, haymakers, multiple haymakers. Daiyan Henley, haymaker. Denzel Perryman, haymaker. Justin Herbert.
Great tackles from Denzel.
Justin Herbert, haymakers. Like we're talking, the leaders on this team are leading by example. Khalil Mack, Thule, like the list goes on, and you're getting contributions everywhere. The secondary again balled out. Tarheeb Still, Cam Hart, hello. Cam Hart's having a hell of a stretch. We have not seen this before. I don't know what to do with my hands. What are we doing here? Jake, let's get some more voicemails here real quick. Again, the number 323-902-7586 is the number to the hotline. Next voicemail.
Yes! Oh, God, Doris fucking scrap that bitch. Anyway, we did it. We sucked the Chiefs. Probably no one in the division this year. Despite everything, we're winning games. Even if
We're winning games.
Exactly. This is like, kind of like what you said. I don't know what to do with my hands. The caffeine, the adrenaline's jacked up. It's like you can't even make a full sentence. But the fact that you decided to immediately call into the Chargers hotline while the emotions are like this is what we love.
Oh no! That's good.
What the hell, dude? That was a faux pas on your part. The emotions were up, not down. Yeah. There we go.
Oh God, Derwin fucking scrapped that bitch. Anyway, we did it. We sucked the teams. Probably now in the division this year. Despite everything, we're winning games. Even though we had to have 6 offensive linemen. Mekhi Becton literally cannot stay on the field. She was out. Darren was out. Bolden was out.
I love this.
Harry Tony got ejected. But guess what? It doesn't matter because we won the game. We figured it out. Let's go. Yes.
I think the game ended like 2 minutes before he called the Chargers hotline, and after the game ended, he took like 3 laps around the house, and then he called the Chargers hotline. Yeah, he was leaving a message while he was running. I don't know what to do. It's amazing right now. I don't know what to say. We're still winning games. I don't know how we're doing it. Amazing.
Oh, man. Next voicemail.
What's going on, boys? It's Ray from San Diego. What a game. Slow, ugly.
Wait, Dan. San Diego.
Ray from San Diego. Not an LA Chargers fan. San Diego Chargers fan.
San Diego. Okay.
Hard-hitting freaking game. Good Lord. Every other play was like clack, clack, clack.
We've prayed for times like this. We've prayed for a defense that makes it look like this.
Flags are being fucking flown left and right. It doesn't matter. Ugly or not. Motherfucking Chargers pulled it off.
Same thing.
Kansas City's out of the playoffs. Fuck the kingdom. Burn it down. We don't give a shit about them. On to the next game. Big game.
We're feeling
we
good.
talked about the 5-game gauntlet that the Chargers had to try to finish out this season. And it is wild when you think about it. Like, the Chargers are now sitting at 10-4. And still aren't even leading the AFC West. They still could end up as a wild card spot, potentially the top wild card spot, if all things stays the way it is. But, I mean, we talked about it 2 weeks ago, going into these next 2 games against Philly and Kansas City. You just knocked off the 2 Super Bowl participants of last year. And it may not have been in the prettiest of fashions. It was ugly, but it was competitive. And it's probably what you would have expected from both
football.
of them. Yeah, it was playoff football. As Jim Harbaugh likes to say, it's not Christmas season right now. It's competitive season. And I got to say, the way that they're doing it may not be the way that everybody wants them to do it or expects them to do it. But I will 100% stand by the way that they are doing it right now is not what everybody would have expected. To say Justin Herbert has a broken left hand. And how are you still winning games? Defense. Eventually, week by week, that hand's going to get a little bit better. And you're going to see that playbook start to open up a little bit. You already saw it open up a little bit more from Monday Night Football to this past game in Kansas City. And you kind of have the easiest remaining defense to go up against now in Dallas. To get
easiest of the 3, yeah.
Easiest of the remaining 3, because you have Houston and Denver to close out the season after that. So you have the potential to get your 11th win this Sunday, another early start day, which I don't like, but still.
How awesome. I'm hoping, no idea how it happens. I would love to see that Week 18 game be for the AFC West.
I would love to see it too. And
that'd be so fun.
I thought after what we were seeing with Green Bay and Denver yesterday, that was going to happen.
Yeah, same.
Because you really only need just Denver to drop 1 prior to Week 18. If you get that,
as long as you keep winning, yeah.
As long as you keep winning, which is still a tall task. Still a tall task, but somehow the Chargers are doing it. And they are now 3-0 coming off the bye week, and they have been doing it in an impressive fashion defensively ever since that Jacksonville Jaguars game.
Defensively and with all of these big dicker deliveries. 100% these past two huge games. And he delivered again. And the Chiefs I feel like the Chiefs always are like so close to blocking like so many field goals. Like I just get stressed out.
It looked like that on the punt returns yesterday with J.K. Scott.
Yep. But Cameron Dicker, man, you saw Aubrey miss a few. I don't think it's close who the best kicker in the league is this year. I don't think it's close. Next voicemail, Jake.
Oh, how sweet it is. Dear bleeping Lord. Oh, my goodness. I'm still honestly trying to get myself together from this playoff loss. It's 8:30 on the West Coast, and I still don't know how to act about this Chargers win. To make a long story short, all the KC fans that are whining and complaining about Tony Jefferson.
Myth me with that.
Kiss my ass. I don't care. All those years you guys got every single damn call and calls that didn't even exist that you got. Kiss my ass. Now you know how it feels. You get a small taste of that. I don't give a shit. The Chiefs are out of the playoffs. We don't get to see Taylor Swift for the playoffs. This is amazing. I don't care what happens from here on out. All I know is that Patrick Mahomes is going to be in Cancun before the Chargers. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. Awesome.
Yeah, the crash out was real on Chiefs Twitter yesterday. And look, I get it. It was the same thing for the New England Patriots when Tom Brady was no longer the quarterback and they weren't going to Super Bowls anymore. And in the years where they lost to Eli Manning and the Giants, they had their crash out moments as well. But this is what happens when teams are this good for this long. When you're this used to winning, you don't know how to cope with losing. So you point fingers in every single direction that you can. I'll just say this. I don't remember the last time that I ever even thought of the Chargers being referenced as a dirty team.
They're like literally always called the opposite.
There is a head coach in the same division that was suspended for dirtier shit that the Chargers did yesterday. Derwin James, not a dirty hit. Tony Jefferson, not a dirty hit on Rashid Rice. Again, I'm totally fine with the flag and the bang bang, but I'm not on board with the ejection. There have been too many times where the Chiefs have been the big, bad bully, especially on defense. I'm not calling the Chiefs dirty, but they have been able to out-physical other teams. Spags is a terrific defensive coordinator. And there's so many times where they are able to out-muscle, out-hustle opposing teams to give Patrick Mahomes another opportunity to win a game. But it wasn't yesterday. It wasn't yesterday.
And it wasn't week one.
It was the Los Angeles Chargers that were that team yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Next voicemail.
Woo! Welcome to Sweep City, Kansas City.
Welcome to Sweep City, Kansas City. Sweep City, Kansas City.
Win. What a game. It was great listening to it. Oh, great feeling eliminating them from the playoffs. Jake, Dan, cheers and bolt up.
It feels good. It feels good, man. It feels good.
Oh, how sweet it is. Dear bleeping Lord.
You're replaying this one again? Okay. Just that line. Okay.
Just that one.
Just that line.
Bleeping Lord.
Bleeping Lord.
Last voicemail. Here we go.
Jake and Dan. Hey, I had to Google. Sorry, there's a fucking plane flying over me. I had to Google this. According to Google, we haven't swept the Chiefs since the 1963rd year of our Lord and Savior in the AFL, which is when my father was born. So it's been a very long time since we've swept the goddamn Chiefs. And I just want to make it perfectly clear that no one, I mean should feel sorry for Patrick Mahomes. That guy's won Super Bowls. That guy signed a contract that was worth $500 million.
The injury still sucks. The injury still sucks.
That's not even including all of the fucking bullshit sponsoring that he has. So that guy's got buku amounts of money. He's got championships. He's got everything he wants in life. Okay? So no one, even bat an eye when you see that video of him hyping.
All right, here we go. Look, this Chargers team did it, Jake. They found a way. And we now get to talk about December football and January football and maybe February football without the Chiefs. The Chargers sweep ends the reign. Heavy is the crown. Too heavy this year. This Chargers team win in Arrowhead. Oh, feels good. Jake, we went through a lot today. We'll probably talk more about this week, but anything else in this one before we wrap up this episode, which is, it feels so good.
A side note, not Chargers related, Phillip Rivers related. I know it didn't end up turning out the way that he wanted to, but I really thought that he was going to do it.
Me too.
Justin Herbert, Phillip Rivers did not have the biggest stats yesterday, but for a 44-year-old coming off the couch,
look better than I would
in a weak time frame to go against one of the toughest defenses in the NFL. For them to not score an offensive touchdown, for Phillip Rivers to be the only quarterback that threw a touchdown yesterday, and then to see his fist pumping and kicking afterwards, I was rooting. It was a great 1-2 punch. You had the Chargers beat the Chiefs, and then immediately you turn on the Indianapolis Colts game and watch Phillip Rivers. I wish it could have ended in a victory, but it was awesome to see him playing again. Loved it.
Loved it. Jake, enjoy this, Chargers fan. The Chargers are up to 10 wins and counting. We'll be with you guys later on this week as we talk about the next game on this Chargers schedule. But until then, for Jake, I'm Dan. Congratulations to all of you who knew they would win all season. We're all in this together. Chargers win. Sweep the Chiefs. And they are now eliminated from playoff contention. And the Chargers just keep rolling. How far can they go? We will find out. For Jake, I'm Dan. This is Charger Unleashed. We'll talk next time on Chargers Unleashed.